welcome to another episode of the show. So, what do we have for you today? Well, one of my favorite shows of the 2010s to 2020s was Into the Badlands on AMC. And what that was a show about kind of an apocalyptic area where we had kind of downgraded to a more samurai feudal world. Guns had mysteriously disappeared or been outlawed. So of course, what is the number one thing that everybody picked up on? Well, it was blunt-edged weapons, things like swords, in this case a samurai sword, and even longer samurai swords. Sean Ecra Auctions of Ireland did a tremendously we didn't do a great job of this auction because almost nobody knew about it, because basically I wouldn't have picked these items up for pennies on the dollar. But there was very little when it came to descriptions other than photographs. Is this something that I blame entirely on them? Absolutely not. They didn't have any experts. They didn't know anything really about the show other than that was provided to them with information from production. I'm sure they didn't have the availability of the prop master, etc. So there was just a lot of stuff just thrown at that auction. And of course, I just remember working with my brother on that and picking up things, left, right, and center for $30, $40 an item. And we're talking about hero props. And then on top of that, you had compounded that nobody in Ireland or England could buy the metal hero props because they were considered lethal weapons. And yet we in overseas in America could have those items shipped. I just want to say thank you to them for, they did an amazing job on the day of the auction. It was quick and it was, everything was run correctly. That side of things was perfect. They just needed an expert, as so many of these auction houses do, to actually help them make more money for their consignor. Because in my case, I can't say when I sold the pieces I didn't want, I can't say I made bazillions on them, but certainly there was a lot of people who wanted the stuff. But luckily, of course, that meant I could buy the stuff very reasonably for my own collection, including incredible things like this is just a rubber and then silver tipped hero sword used by the main character. The thing about this one that I did not know until I had it is that this is the magnetic one. So this is the one that made the giant sword. And of course, this is going nowhere. This is one of my prime pieces from my collection that I actually love. And it's just got a magnet here in the hilt that breaks it off and breaks it apart. It's props like that make your year when you go, oh my goodness. Because I knew that there was something about this one because it didn't have a completely curved end to it, and the fact it was flat like that. I don't remember if this was two separate lots. I guess I could look it up. But yeah, the day I got it and I was like, why are these things kind of stuck together? Well, because of the magnets. I can't even remember now if I remembered that when I was buying the auction, because I'd done a ton of research, more than probably anybody. But, pardon me, some things I just couldn't. I've done a ton of research, of course, but in some cases, I'm not there with the items. The best thing you can ever do, if there's an auction and you want to buy something, especially if you're going to spend a lot of money on it, for God's sake, go to the auction, pick the thing up, make sure it's exactly what you think it is. After the Power Rangers auction last year, I don't think I'd ever not go to an auction if it was immediately available to go to and the stuff was highly wanted by me, which in case of Power Rangers was. I'm not going to say go to every single auction. It's just impossible. You can't do that, time and money. But every time I've gone to a liquidation or an auction and I've held the stuff, it's made me want it more, and it's made me realize there's better stuff in there than you think when you look at a photograph. So yeah, this is just one of my favorite pieces from the Badlands. I've sold so many pieces now. There is just a ton of it in circulation. But as always, the best stuff is the best stuff, and that's probably about 5% of everything that's sold. So yeah, thanks very much for watching this episode of the Propstop Showcase. Thank you to everybody who worked on Into the Badlands, especially the prop and weapons department. You made some wonderful items here. I'm just very proud to own them. Thank you as always for joining us. Like and subscribe, don't forget to do that because it really helps us. And of course, as always, I look forward to seeing you again on another episode. Until then, take care.